In this video, I'm going to share with you an indicator that has proven itself to be very effective both for beginner traders and for those who already have experience. We'll only have two factors for opening a trade: the color of the cloud and the line that will show us the entry point. This indicator is called the Ichimoku cloud. And further in this video, I'll show you where to open a trade, how to set up the platform, and of course, how to add this indicator. But for now, let's watch this trade. And as you can see, the first trade brings me a profit of $400. Not a bad result. So let's talk right away about where to add this indicator and how to set it up. But before that, I want to remind you that we have our own Telegram channel where we share ready-made strategies and, of course, ready-made indicators. So if you want to earn money with us, if you want to constantly get news about trading that can help you build a good track record, then follow the link in the description. Because Erida is a community of traders who help each other and, as a result, make money together. With us, you'll find strategies, indicators, and also trading education. In short, I'll leave a link to our Telegram channel in the description. Now, let's move on to the indicator. Where do you add this indicator? Right here, we have the Indicators tab, and here we need to add Ichimoku Kinko Hyo. Add this indicator, and now we need to configure it. Set the first period to 15, the second period to 30, and the third to 60. And in the style settings, we need to change the following. Set the first two lines to 2 points, since these lines will determine the entry point. Turn off the third line. We don't need it right now, but it is necessary for calculations. And for the last parameter, change it from orange to red so that it's clear when to open a sell trade. So, the indicator is set up, and now we just need to configure the chart. Accordingly, we need to set 15-second candles. And all of this works for 1-minute trades. As you can see, the indicator is fully configured for 15-second candles so that everything works perfectly. Now, let's test this indicator in practice. Here we can see a rather strange crossover, but nevertheless, we can open a sell trade. And why did I open a sell trade? Let's break down this factor together. The very first thing is the direction. Are we going to open the trade up or down? The color of the cloud tells us that. If the cloud is red, we open a trade for a decrease. If the cloud is green, for example, like here, then in this case, we will open trades for an increase. But here's the second question. Where exactly will we open these trades? That's where these two lines come in, the ones we specifically highlighted, the red and the yellow. Accordingly, the trade will be opened between these two lines. That is, when the price touches either the upper or lower boundary, that becomes our entry point, while the cloud shows us the direction. So let's break down this trade once again. We have a red cloud, which means we open a trade for a decrease. At the moment of opening, the price was between these two lines, between the yellow and the red. And as a result, we caught a really great move that brought me profit. This strategy is actually very simple. Our students use it successfully and make good money. And most importantly, the success rate of this strategy is between 75 and 85%, depending on your skills. If you're a complete beginner, you can confidently achieve 75% after practicing for 2 or 3 hours. There's nothing complicated about it. These aren't some astronomical amounts. As you can see, the indicator is really complex, very detailed, and you need to get the hang of it. You need to figure it out. Alright, let's open the next trade for $1,000. But before that, I want to show you which situations you should skip. If you see something like this mess on the indicator, where everything is bunched up in one place, and you have both upward and downward trends at the same time, and the price is moving weirdly, then we just skip those currency pairs. This indicator is designed for upward and downward movements. When we have a clear upward movement, just like here, for example, we had a green cloud, and accordingly, we had 2 entry points here, actually even more. 1, 2, and 3. We had 3 positive entry points. And right here, most likely we lost. So, as a result, our statistics are 75%, just like I said. But again, this is just within the scope of a single movement that happened in about 20 minutes. And as you can see, this indicator really works very well specifically during upward and downward movements. Let's look at another example. For example, the euro to Canadian dollar. Let's break down this trade together. The cloud is green. Accordingly, from this area, we understand that the trade will be open for an upward move. Next, let's see where the price is. And the price has just come between the two lines. So, we combine these two factors and get a confident buy trade. And by the way, if you pay attention, we actually had even more entry points here. So in total, we had as many as 6 entry points. If the last one works out, as you can see, that's 6 winning trades in a row, all from one good upward movement. So, the indicator really works well for us in a trend, and simply shows us good entry points with these two lines. I recommend you practice with this indicator for about 2 or even 3 hours and write in the comments how you feel about the results. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment. I would really appreciate it. And maybe you have more suggestions about what videos or custom indicators you'd like to see in the future. Since I see you enjoy this topic, I'll be actively developing it further. By the way, here's another important point. When you see that the price has just broken through the best entry points. So, if a breakout has occurred, we skip this trade and don't open a position here. We simply wait until the price either returns to these two lines, or we just skip it altogether and switch to another currency pair. By the way, here's a currency pair on the OTC market. And actually, this indicator works great both on the regular financial market and on OTC. The cloud is currently green, so we open a buy trade, and we do it from this area, since the price is between the two lines. To answer a common question right away, it doesn't matter what color the lines are, whether it's the top or bottom one, just as long as the price is between these two lines. If it's more convenient for you, you can even color both lines the same, and that works just as well. For example, we can actually do that and color them both the same, say turquoise, and accordingly, that will be our entry point. Specifically, these two lines. When the price is between them, we open our trade, either a buy or a sell, depending on the color of the cloud. By the way, I have a feeling this trade is about to close at a loss, and it's just because the OTC market let me down right now. Oh well, let's not get upset and just open the next trade for $2,000. Actually, here's an interesting situation. Dollar Swiss franc. Here, we have a rather ambiguous situation for two reasons. First, we have the Ichimoku cloud. It even disappeared here, meaning the line was very thin. But at the last moment, the cloud turned green. So, we can open trades for an increase. The line was also right on top of itself for a moment, but then it started to widen. That is, the line split into two. The price came in here, and from this point, we can open a buy trade. And by the way, to answer a question many people have, the width of the lines doesn't really matter to us. It could even be just a tangle merging into a single line. And still, the price can bounce off from here. That would be a good entry point. Or even if the lines are very wide, it will still be a good entry point. So, this doesn't affect the success of the trade in any way. We don't pay attention to the width. We only look for confirmation of two factors: the color of the cloud, and whether the price has touched both of our lines or not. And as you can see, I'm taking $1,600 from this trade. By the way, here's a great example. We can observe this together. Here we had 3 entry points. 1 entry point, 2 entry points, even 3 entry points. And here's a 4th one. And as you can see, it was narrow here, very narrow, and we could have profited twice. But here, it's quite wide, and accordingly, the price reacted the same way. So, it really doesn't make any difference. As you can see, the strategy actually works pretty well and shows excellent statistics. Once again, I'd like to remind you, if you want to get even more strategies and more training from our managers and professional traders, then join our Telegram channel. I'll leave the link in the description. You also have a unique opportunity to message our managers through our support account and ask any question you have. So, I'll leave the link in the description. With that, I'll say goodbye for now. Be sure to like this video and leave a comment. See you again soon.